Well, that didn't take very long. The day after I made my comparison video, the Future War Colt's The Number dropped to me from a stash chest from the treasure maps, and that's really awesome because now we can kind of look at it. It's an energy weapon, and this video is a direct follow-up to the previous one. And if you guys do have time, I recommend catching that. A lot more things will make sense. There's a link down in the description below. It explains the 450 round per minute archetype in depth and shows where the other 4 compare to each other. Now that we're adding The Number at the end of the video, I do have them re-ranked, and we'll see where it falls. Unfortunately for The Number and this video, it's not really included in the database yet, which makes it difficult to do direct comparisons. So we're going to be upfront with that, especially since I can't show things like aim assist, recoil direction, but we can talk about the feel of the weapon, what it does, and how it compares to the other 4. The Number is obtained from the Future War Colt as a faction rake-up, or again from the treasure chest maps from Cade, like me. For the sights, we have the Candle PS, greatly increases handling speed, slightly increases range. I have a lot of familiarity with the Candle sight. I do like this sight, it's personal preference. It was on one of my favorite weapons in Destiny 1, the 209 Scout Rifle, that came from the Gunsmith, and also the Tlaloc, if you guys remember that. It also has the flash sight, just like the Uriel's Gift, and that one increases range, slightly increases handling speed. Both of them are solid options. I really like them both. Its perks, we have Extended Mag, greatly increases magazine size, greatly decreases reload speed, and it is very slow, but not unbearable. The magazine goes from 33 to 39, and adds 6 extra bullets. And then we have Ricochet rounds. Ricochets off hard surfaces, increases stability, slightly increases range. Its main perk is High Impact Reserves. At the end of the magazine, you deal more damage, which essentially is Glass Half Full from Destiny 1, and it acts the exact same way. Very small increase in damage, it's very minimal. So some might say that that's a wasted perk since it does so little, and that is a valid opinion. It is, yes, to some people, but hey, I'm on the side that more damage is more damage. You can't dispute that. Just a little bit more, and it's hard to say in a gunfight or in an encounter if that's the reason you were surviving or that's the reason you came out on top, that little extra damage from Glass Half Full, but who knows, again, more damage is more damage. In PvP, every now and then, it does throw some 24s to the head at the end of the magazine due to the perk. Just outside of its effective range, the extra damage does combat being outside of that effective range minimally. I will say this about The Number, the archetype itself stands on its own, 450 rounds per minute. It's a good weapon, base. Now, it's important to note that The Number doesn't have any big stability perks. Ricochet rounds do help a bit of the stability. It doesn't have big range perks. It's pretty much a base weapon, a bare bone weapon. Since we're unable to go in depth with the stats, we can just simply compare in-game. The Number does have extended mags on it. The Uriel's Gift does have high caliber rounds, which decreases its range. So if you add stability rounds to the Uriel's Gift, the picture gets a little bit clearer. The Number is very basic. But this weapon does have 2 things that the others do not, and it's important to talk about them: Extended Mag and Glass Half Full. That's exactly how I recommend to run it. Some might think that that's counterproductive, increasing your magazine because you need to get to the end of it, but those are 2 separate perks that the others do not have, and I think it's best to utilize them. I've said this in the past, I think of weapons as tools to do a certain job. We are finding those tools in Destiny 2 as we go. The Merciless for boss damage, things like that, the Orpheus Rig for constant supers. What we have here is a 39 round magazine, dumping more damage due to more bullets, and the bottom half of that clip is increasing damage. It's not a bad weapon. The other option would be to run the Ricochet rounds, which increase the stability and slightly increase the range, but at that point, I would go with the Uriel's Gift, or Prosecutor, or Origin Story. And I hope you guys kind of see where I'm coming from with that. After using it, I would say definitely play to its strengths, the magazine being the #1 thing. Remember, this weapon does have the precision frame for being more predictably vertical. You cannot throw a counterbalance mod. Now the downside, the trade-off to the Number is going to be its slow reload speed. Again, it's not unbearable. You can work with it. You can also throw on a reloader mod if you would like, if you just can't stand it. It does very well in PvP. It handles just like the rest of them, but it just has those 2 benefits: Extended Mag, Glass Half Full. They can help. But honestly, in PvE is where it really shined. I mean, you have shielded enemies, you dump the magazine into them, it shreds the shields, you have the added damage from Glass Half Full, and that's something that I'm really liking. So here's my updated list. All of these are very good, and here's my reasoning. At number 5, I have the Jiangshi. It's still a good weapon. Its main perk is Hipfire. At number 4, I have the Number. At number 3, Origin Story. It's the only kinetic out of the 5. Number 2, the Prosecutor. Its second, it has 2 perks essentially. It has Hipfire just like the Jiangshi, but then it has Tap the Trigger or Slideways. And number 1, still the Uriel's Gift. High caliber rounds, tap the trigger, very good gun. And the Origin Story and the Number can be switched, and this is the most important thing because of this. For PvE, the Number is the best energy 450 round per minute auto rifle in class, while the Origin Story is still the best and the only kinetic. So the number is with me when I'm playing. I've raided with it, I've used it in strikes, I did it in the Nightfall, using it for that exact reason. Large magazine, a lot of damage, dump it out, ease of use, it's an awesome weapon to have with you. So thank you guys for watching and hearing what I have to think about the number and how I find it's best used. What do you guys think about it and how would you rank these now? Please remember to rate the video, thank you guys for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.